Guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is the watch that started it all. Well, restarted it all for Omega. This was, I think, first came out in 1993. It was a Pierce Bronson, James Bond Omega. Okay, the Seamaster. So you guys know what I'm talking about now. This is the 253180 Bond Omega. Okay. They had a quartz version first, which was the 254180. That was, I guess, originally the first Bond watch. That was in Goldeneye with Pierce Bronson. And then after that, we got this one, which was the 253180, which is the automatic version, okay? Before these watches came out, this style of watch, Omega was really suffering, in my opinion. I mean, they had the pre-Bond model, had the Mercedes hands, you had an automatic movement, a different movement. It's like an 1110 or 1109. There's videos on this. But it was really to be desired because it was an integrated bracelet and just had a kind of a funky look to it, to be honest. It can grow on you though. I mean, it really did. It really can. I mean, I like them a little more now than I used to, but it really wasn't a style that ever appealed to me. This did, okay? And I grew up in this era, so I really love this watch. Now here's the thing, I picked this thing up and of course it was used, but it's in really good condition. A little bit of wear on the buckle. But we'll get into why I'm returning it. But I want to do a review on it first, just to get, a review on it, because I think this is a beautiful watch. It's something that if you're getting into Omega, or if you only have a couple thousand to spend, something like that, this is where you should go, okay? The movement that's in this is the 2892 ETA, which is a 1120 Omega movement. It's a 28,800 vibrations per hour movement. I think it's 23 joules. It's a very good movement, robust, hardworking, reliable. It's in a lot of ways goes head on with the Rolex 3135, which back in the day, that's what Rolex was using, of course, in the Submariners of this era when this watch was out. Now back then, those Submariners had hollow end links. They had cheap Chinse's Clasp. So this Omega was really, in my opinion, in its day, way better built than the Rolex Submariner was, okay? So the dimensions on this one, it's a 41 millimeter, and let me show you that real fast. I'm gonna zero this bad boy out. It's a 41, let's see, from side to side. Well, it says 42, but it's getting part of that bezel, so it is a 41 from side to side. Lug width is at 47, okay? Thickness, what I love about these watches is how thin they are. Pretty much 12, like right at 12, okay? Very good dimensions. Let me wipe it off again. Very good dimensions. I love everything about this watch, and also my 225450. Great pieces. The only thing that makes it a little difficult is turning the bezel on these. I mean, you could do it, see? But of course, a Rolex with the teeth on it or anything like it is real easy to turn, okay? This just is not, all right? Of course, it lines up just like, any Omega. I've never had any alignment issues with any Omega or any high-end Swiss watch, for that matter. Beautiful bracelets on these. This is, some people will say it's like a basket weave type bracelet, but this is the Bond bracelet. This is what it looks like. It flows very well, very slinky on the wrist. Bombay twisted lugs, polished up on top. You've got that kind of polished all the way throughout on the top. It rides up on the top and then down to the side again. Brushed on the sides, polished underneath, all throughout. Screw down case back, of course. Screw down crown. Aluminum bezel inserts. So this is taking us back to a time when that's what they had. And now everything's ceramic. This one has a couple little marks on it, but you know what? When these get scratched up, they're easy to replace and they're not expensive. So, and I'm kind of going back to that. I'm going back to a more simple time in my watchmaking, or not watchmaking, but watch collecting. This is a helium escape valve, which is really unnecessary for me, but I don't mind it because it's very small, subdued. It just sits there, kind of rides inside. It's not like the new ones where it sticks out. It's like a cone, looks kind of funky. This, in my opinion, looks way better. What's cool about this watch is it's a blue dial, but almost in some lighting it looks black, okay? And you have that wave dial. You see that? Omega, Seamaster, all that, all in white, okay? 300-meter watch, 1,000 feet. Very good lume on this watch. You have the date window there at the 3 o'clock. Like I said, screw down crown. The reason why I'm sending this thing back to the guy I purchased this from is he says it was serviced. Now this crown is very stiff to turn compared to my 2254. My 2254 has been serviced also, okay? So I believe that the guy, either it wasn't serviced, or if it was, because it's keeping accurate time, if it was, there's a gasket or there's something inside here rubbing, and I don't want to deal with it. Okay, I don't want to deal with that anymore. So I'm just going to have to, if I acquire this one again, I will find a different one. I do want a 220150, which is a Casino Royale model, Planet Ocean, the first Planet Ocean. I really like that model, and I might just try to look for one of those. But this is a classic, and that's why I want to show it to you guys. So the clasp on these, there's no micro adjustments, and some people might complain about that, but for me, it always fits just fine. Here's your diver's clasp, diver extension, okay? Very nice clasp, like I said. Twin trigger deployment here, very well. Good lockup, doesn't move anywhere. Even with an older bracelet like this, no, I mean, it's got a little bit of movement, but I mean, that's so it aids in your, comfort. But it's just easy to wear, just very nice, okay? Let me give it a little bit of lume here, and I'll show you that, and then I'll throw it on the wrist. But in my opinion, this is probably one of the best Seamasters of its day. I mean, came out in '93. This thing is probably like an 06 model, somewhere right around there. 07 possibly. There's the lume. Just amazing lume. Super bright. And it'll last all night, okay? So just great lume. Let me turn the lights back on. So that's pretty much it. I just want to show this to you guys before I send it back. But it's a shame because I was really looking forward to, in fact, let me put it on the wrist. I was really looking forward to keeping this in the collection, but I just didn't work out. So unfortunately, and sometimes it happens. I found the guy on a forum, Watch You Seek, and got it that way, and it all looked good, but you never really know until you actually get it in the steel. And when the guy advertises that it's been serviced and everything, you just want it to be flawless. You don't want to have an issue with it, and that's what I expect. I even have a paper saying it was serviced, so I'm not going to get into it. I don't really care. It's not a big deal. There's others out there. But it's a beautiful watch, so I want to show you guys before it went back. But this is the Omega Seamaster 253180. I'll probably throw up another video too later on with a comparison with my 225450. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.